Hey gang, I had quite a few questions, so I'm going to answer some of them now. These snap ring pliers are from Lyle 49200 heavy duty snap ring pliers. That's where those came from, or that's who makes them, that specific brand right there. Next up was, what plates do I have, what plates do I not have? So I'm going to come up here. I'm going to hold the camera real still. You guys can pause it, blow it up to full screen, and check and see if your state is there. If it's not and you happen to have a spare one, I would absolutely love to have it. My address is P.O. Box. It goes to Zippo Varga, P.O. Box 2323, Muncie, Indiana 47307. And got our other cheese box here. We'll put it up with these four. And we've still got to figure out what to do with those and the cigar box. Now I got myself in a pickle. I'm stuck on the old landlord's tire. There we go. There's a nice wide spot. Okay. Next up in the questions was, hopefully I didn't just screw up my audio. What all do I keep off of riding mowers, engines, so on and so forth? Coils. Gobs and gobs of coils. Starter relays, amp meters, regulators, battery cables and terminals, and push button starters for my type of tractor. What else do I hang on to? Well, you guys saw that I hang on to the pulleys, right? I've also got some other pulleys hanging up here and here. I also hang on to starter generators, and I have them for both Cub Cadet that run the opposite direction and some various other applications like this oddball here. Just anything Del Carimi starter generator that I can use to rob parts off of. Now, about 2/3 of those are that test good but have bearings or bushings going bad in them, so there's that. What else do I hang on to? Well, obviously I hang on to motors. I hang on to all the motors, all of them. I've always got people looking for a motor. I've got a gentleman who is needing a 10 horse, and I have a 10 horse right there that just needs a coil. Oh. WI right here finally got its carburetor. We may be putting that on the engine stand today. I was asked what the motor was that the carburetor goes on. So the engine is now down off the shelf, and there's the tag. Pretty clean motor overall. And what reminded me to grab a new carburetor was I looked up and I saw the yellow pull start cup and remembered I did not have a good carburetor for that, because the original one is busted into 2 pieces, as seen right there. What else? On a really old video, was asked about whether I collect hatchets or if I just happen to have a couple. Well, I'll let you guys be the judge. That drawer, full of hatchets. This drawer also has quite a few hatchets in it, as well as my hammers. And of course, over here in their very own drawer, I have my hardcore hammer and hatchet. So I would say yes, I collect hatchets. Got a hay trolley. I've got my chain on the hay trolley. I am getting ready to suspend it. I do need rope. It's the old, I don't know what you call it, twine type, jute type, hemp type rope. Pretty good diameter. I believe 1 inch. I have a really small section, and that rope is really big around. So there's that. That's going to get hung. And if anybody any of my viewers has one of these and can explain all the little mechanics and what all it does for me, that would be freaking awesome, because there's a bunch of tiny little levers and a little, little this moves and that moves and the other thing moves, and I'd really like to know how this thing works. This one is a Myers single bale unloader, and we believe that pulley goes with it. We are not 100%, but we believe the pulley goes with it. But that's kind of new territory for Zippo, so if you guys know, let me know. So not only am I answering your questions, you guys have a chance to answer mine. Something else we're going to do, I tilted that and I wound up dumping half the oil out. That will go on an engine test stand. I've got the starter generator and bracket for it there. We'll set it up and see what kind of life we can bring that one to, so that it can go into Mini Lord, which, as I have already mentioned, is getting those tires. But I just sealed this tire up for like the third time, hopefully the last time. Third time's a charm. So I've already got the oversized ags on the back. We'll have the tri-bars on the front. Get the engine in Mini Lord. Now you guys probably saying, well, it's already got an engine in it. Yes, but that is a blown 6 horsepower in there, and it did some damage inside the block. So this one has a correct air cleaner. I just happened to throw that oil bath air cleaner on, and I might just keep the oil bath air cleaner, because obviously Mini Lord is not a 100% correct tractor. Hood bolts. That one takes 2 wing nuts and 2 T-type hood bolts. These go towards the steering wheel, and then just get down there. Regular old ordinary wing nuts go on the front. And something that I do not have is the bar that goes through the hood. Does not go through the hood. I mean, I do not have the bar that goes through the hood to put the wing nuts on there. It's just a long piece of flat stock with a couple bolts welded to it. So I'm just going to make my own. Quick and easy enough. Just measure the distance, cut me a piece, drill a couple holes, spot weld a couple of bolts, and I am golden. How's that for an original decal? That's pretty nice. A little bit of dirt on it, but that'll clean up. And the bumper was compliments of my buddy Scott, who is also the one who does my decals. He's the one that did Mini Lord's decal on the back. This is an original 1964 light bar that I held on to when I got rid of my old 64. And these are KC Westinghouse bulb, but they are KC off-road lights that just happen to be the right size. And all chrome, Zippo likes his bling. Something else that Mini Lord did not have was it had the mule drive down below, the 2 pulleys that are down there. It had that, it just didn't have the lever, so I got the correct lever for it and got that installed. And my cable set, didn't have a cable set, so I do have a correct cable set. And I believe over here in one of these drawers, I do have a correct ignition switch. So I'm golden as far as that goes. I believe there's another one right here. Yeah, so I've got more than one. So I'm good to go as far as that goes. And there's something else that I keep is key switches and ignition switches, starter switches, so on and so forth. And all the hose clamps. I always keep my hose clamps for little hoses. What else? I guess that'll about round this one out. I have yet to attempt to start the Maytag. I just have been too busy to. In fact, this ladder never stays up. When I'm done with it, I always take it down. I didn't. It has been sitting. The reason for that was I grabbed a tiny muffler to stuff into the tailpipe of little Billy and quiet it down, and it quieted it down quite a bit. But and I took it back out and I was like, you know what? I like that sound a lot better, so I switched it out. Everybody's out getting a little bit of sun because I'm in here trying to tackle this corner of shame and get everything put back where it belongs over here, because that's not my generator. Somehow I wound up being the one to store it, which is neither here nor there. Not my choice, but there it is. So it may end up going out into the garage if I'm going to end up storing it for any length of time. Here's the oil that I spilled out of the 6-horse. Oops! It's probably only about 2 or 3 ounces of oil, but it spreads like wildfire. My oil dries in there, just haven't gotten into it to get it out yet and pour it in. We will also stick the 9.6 horsepower sample Clinton engine on the engine test stand and see if we can bring that one to life as well. I don't see why we can't. It is 100% complete. Fuel line is not hooked up, but that's not a problem. And again, I told you guys there will be something kind of special coming up for the firefighter, and I guess that's about it. I'm going to cut this off so I can finish clearing this corner up. I'll see you guys on the next one. If you would please smash that like button. I answered some of your questions and showed you some of a little bit of the up and comings where Mini Lord's going to be put to work, or put together rather. But and I showed you the plates. You can pause it again to check and see if your state is there. And again, and like I said, if it's not, please send me your plate. Or if you have an old Zippo that you would like to add to the collection, I've had quite a few sent already that I'm very, very appreciative of. Feel free to drop me a little bubble pack envelope with an old Zippo in it. I'll put it up there proudly. We just added the 2017 decal, or badge rather, and for anybody who wants to know, 2017 October 12th through the 14th is the fall swap meet, and in 2018 these are your years. 35th annual swap meet will be May 16th to 19th. 53rd annual show is August 22nd to 25th, and the 14th annual swap meet will be October 11th through the 13th. And next year, guys, Alice Chalmers will be the feature tractor. So it's going to be another good year. That's it. Zippo. Smash that like button. I'm out.